What's good with YouTube, guys? You know, Vick with a college perspective, man. You already know what time it is now. I hope you guys are having a positive, productive day. We hope to have an inspirational message. As I start on through, you already know, smashing and dancing with a little bit of energy, man. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel. And hit that bell notification for future fire content. As you can tell right now, I got a guest. I got one, the youngster Magic. How you doing, Magic?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. And so what we're going to be talking about, man, because I think this is real important, right? For anybody that taps into our videos, anybody that's tends to get out right to the street, anybody that's thinking about going into recovery, anybody that's going through any type of struggles that they're going to need a change in their life. We're going to talk about release from the county jail. What are the next steps and goals for success? Okay, so I'm going to be interviewing right now, man. He's going to be giving his, basically his game plan, right? And I'm going to try to give him any type of insight, just, from my past experiences where I've succeeded and where I've also failed, and where I've seen people succeed, where I've seen people fail. So we're going to start this off because I was talking to Magic earlier, and last time he got out at a young age of 20 years old, after going in when he was 16, right? He wanted to do so many things, but he was overwhelmed and never put a game plan together. So this time he's going to be trying to do things a little bit different to guarantee that he has a chance at success, which is the key, a chance at success. And that's what we all are trying to strive to do. So, Magic, what's your first thing? Based on what your steps are in the first step you're going to go through.
Well, the first step with me getting out of jail would be, I'm going to a training facility after this, and it's a lot of people, when they're getting sent to a treatment instead of just getting straight release, a lot of people are upset about that, or they don't like that. They don't like the idea of that. They think they don't need treatment. I mean, I'm pretty happy about that. I feel good about that because that's another thing that can help me. Like, I believe that I still have work to do with working on myself, like mentally and just myself. Period. I still there's still a lot of things that I still do, that I catch myself doing, that I'm trying to work on bettering, and I'm trying to work on not doing so much. I'm going to take full advantage of that program, bro. Whether it's a good program, or it's one of the bad ones, or whatever it is, I'm going to take full advantage of it in a good way, of course. And I'm gonna go 100% with it, bro, because anything other than 100% is not. It's not my best. It's not my fullest, So that's like the first step, is going to treatment and making that work.
I want to sit there and help you out a little bit. I went through treatment, right? And I'll tell you this, right? If you do 100%, if you do exactly what the program tells you to achieve, right? What you learn, like, get a sponsor, take care of your mental health, stay physically active, go to meetings, and continue to do your self-inventory, right? If you do all the things that the program lays out for you, right, you will have 100% success. 100%, right? You will succeed. If you do anything that the program doesn't tell you to do, start to do things your way, there's always that chance of falling back into old behaviors, right? So, what are your goals outside? Because when you go to treatment, you're not yet living in recovery, right? Once you leave, it's like being a boxer preparing for a match. You go through your training. This is what you're going to be learning while you're there. You're going to be able to work on yourself, do an inventory, have a little reflection about the past mistakes that you made, and, doing things different. That's the key thing, that you're going to be able to do things in a different type of environment where you're a little bit controlled, but not like you're in a jail setting. You're actually out there working, in a recovery type atmosphere. What is your goal, just besides recovery? When you hit the streets?
Well, see, man, when I hit the streets, that's where I'm gonna be really put to the test, because that's the easy part, We're still locked up, basically, So when I'm out there, like I really have to make a plan for myself and like really commit to these goals that I have. Like, I have to really go out and find a job. And I can't give up on finding a job, because one of the mistakes I made last time when I got out was I gave up on looking for a job after so many places denied me and didn't want to hire me, and because of this or that, Like, I can't give up on that. I can't give up on any of the things that I know that I need in order for me to succeed, like, for one, getting a job, I'm also going to try to get into school, not back into school, because as you know, I have my diploma, so I'm going to try to go to school. I'm going to try to go to college, maybe for some IT stuff, maybe some computer coding stuff, you know, who knows, I have a goal in trying to pursue music, you know what I mean? There's all that, but all that is like future goals, those are all long-term goals, and my short-term goals, I really have to work. I have to work, and not even just in a job type of sense. I must continue to work on myself, work on my mental health. I'm going to go to counseling. I'm going to get a therapist. I'm going to get a sponsor. The type of person I am, I must be reminded of my plans. Like, I got to be sometimes reminded that I'm trying to do good and trying to stay on the right track. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. You're saying all the right answers, right? It's all about putting that plan into action, man. All those things are going to help you stay with all the negativity. Like I told you before, if you stay busy, being proactive, right? Taking care of yourself first and foremost. Like I'm trying to counsel you a little bit, telling you that if you're doing this to, fix the relationship, with your daughter's mother, if you're doing all that, it's never going to work. You got to do it for yourself first and foremost. And I know you kind of, combined it, that is your goal. If to work on yourself, so you can be a better aunt, you can be a better father. Your daughter just turned 6 months. She's a cutie too, man. It's just like them.
Right.
And I know you want to be your proud father, man. And I know how you grew up. You didn't have the best, family lifestyle. And you want to have a family. You told me this time and time again. And I like that you don't let everything that you've gone through at such a young age, and you've been through some hardships. They don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I've had long discussions with you. You're setting yourself up by doing all the stuff that you're doing. Not many 21-year-olds ask their probation officer, hey, when the judge, can you put me in a program? That's big right there. You know what I'm saying? So you're putting yourself in a position with all these things. Don't forget, when you put all these things together, you're going to get the gifts because you're going to start to see your family come back to your life. And the one thing I'm going to sit there and express to you is continue to surround yourself with people just like you, right? Who have just as much to lose as you. Okay, that have the same, goals. They have the same ambitions. Because when you surround yourself with people like that, you have a lot less chance of influenced by peer pressure or boredom or whatnot. Boredom's the key of this, man. If you get too bored out in the streets, find different ways to, not get bored. Find people that you can relate to, but don't find the wrong people because they're the same. You start hanging around old friends and whether they're dudes or chicks or whatnot out in the streets, right? If you start hanging around people at the barbershop, eventually you're going to get a haircut. So you put yourself in a position for the unlikely to happen. I mean, look at me. I had almost 7 years clean and sober, and I stopped doing those same things, and man, look where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a prime example of, explaining to you the successes that I've had in life. I've had everything from a successful YouTube channel to being in movies to all kinds of different stuff going on, you know what I mean? And these are all proofs, you know what I'm saying? But I also failed right recently. I failed hard. And so I hope that you understand with the path that you're going that there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be what you call spiritual tests along this path. And I think that you have the strength and the will to, like you said, you got to do this for yourself. Not many people have a second chance. And this is the chance right now that you have at a young age to do all the things that you want. You know what I'm saying? Life's going to knock you down sometimes. Get back up, though, and keep on pushing. So, I know you want to also talk about, these are all steps that he's going to for his time in the streets. What are you going to do when you get out there and go, man, I got to ask you, and you start to feel bored, or you start to get a little antsy, or you run into some like that out in the streets, and time ain't doing that. Maybe you're making that minimum wage job in the beginning. What are you going to do when you face those type of obstacles?
Man, honestly, what I've been doing even now when negative situations come in front of me, like I try my best. I'm not gonna say I do it every time, but I try my best to step away and go pick up that Bible, bro. You know what I mean? I pick that Bible up and pray, dog. Like I got to, like I'm at my highest. I'm at my highest point in a relationship with the Lord, bro, with my higher power right now that I've ever been in. Like I've never been this high with I've never been this. You know, I never had such a good relationship with the Lord, bro, ever. And now that I'm going through the spiritual walk, like that's gonna be the only difference this time. Is as you know, I've never had nobody. You know, never. But see, I could have had the Lord with me there the whole time, but I didn't, because I didn't know the word. I didn't know about none of that. You know, I thought opposite. I thought all this bad stuff was happening to me because maybe he didn't love me and stuff like that. The only difference this time is now I have him. I'm there. He'll be there with me through the walk of all this. And those are going to all be tests. You know what I mean? I can't let those tests get the best of me because, like I said, they're tests, and I must show them that I'm not gonna let that knock me down. I'm not gonna let that bring me down. So I'm gonna continue to do good, and I'm not gonna fail this time. I must succeed, bro. I must.
100%. I like that answer because there's a thing I used to do, right? And I got to write about this stuff, and this is a tool that you can help me out, man. You can help anybody out there. When you start to feel affected by things out there in life, right? Especially things that you can't control. You know, a lot of times we get more affected by things that we can't control because we want to be the boss of everything. We want to be the director. We want to control everything, right? So a lot of times we want the gratification of having things our way, but life doesn't always exist that way. So what I used to do whenever I started to feel a certain way, right? This is what you call basically, and you come return, you're going to learn this when you work the program, and some of the stuff that I kind of guide you with how thoughts are is what you call you're being spiritually disturbed. So when all this stuff, these spiritual tests happen, you're basically being disturbed. And this is something that can help anybody. I need to always pray to my higher power when I got that way. Basically, just put it to the side and then come back and take an inventory of it and then find a way to, solve it. A lot of times these problems are just they're only going to last so long. We keep on moving forward. So if it starts to affect you spiritually, then ask your higher power to remove it. And for the listeners out there, a lot of times the reason why I use higher power is because I don't care if you're an agnostic, atheist, if you're a Muslim, Christian, Jew, Catholic, Buddhist, whatever it is. Whatever works for you, I'm full support of anybody out there doing what works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those ones that's going to be like a dictator or a tyrant that says, "Oh, you have to go by this religion." No, that's your choice. And I think that religion is something that I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? But I really think that the relationship with a higher power or God you're choosing is way more important than going to a particular church or whatnot. But it doesn't mean that church isn't bad, though. Church is good if you find the right one for you. And it doesn't matter what denomination, it doesn't matter if you're Catholic, Muslim, or whatnot. Whatever's going to make you happy, make you a better person is what you've got to pursue. Okay, now, I want to ask you, another question, Magic. And you wanted to talk about this. Because I think that you talking about your spiritual awakening is key. Now, one more time for the listeners out there. If you're an atheist, agnostic, whatever religion, remember, whatever works for you and makes you a better person, keep on pursuing it. But I want you to talk about your spiritual awakening.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, so, when this all started, this really all started when I was out on the streets still. When I was still out there in the streets, I'm standing in front of the store, dog. I'm standing in front of the store, I'm sure a lot of us know what that means, you know what I mean? I'm not out there just BSing, I'm out there getting it. And, as I'm waiting for more people to show up and, tend to my business, I'm standing there, and this car pulls in, right? This car pulls in, and he gets out the car, and, I'm like, what's up? Like, I could tell he's approaching me, so I go and ask him if he needs anything, I ask him if he needs anything. He's like, nah, man, there's one thing I do need, though. I need to tell you something. And in my head, I'm like, what? Like, what could this person I don't even recognize, never seen in my life, what could this guy possibly have to tell me? You know, I'm not. I'm like wondering, and he tells me that there was a reason when he was pulling up to the light. He saw me standing there, and he said there was a reason that he had to turn in. He said something told him that, like he felt like something was telling him he needed to come talk to me. And this guy told me that basically it was like God saying to tell me that, you know, God loves me. You know, Jesus loves me, that I'm loved by him. And you know, as you know, we've talked, you know that I've always had this theory that, you know, that God doesn't love me like he loves everyone else, maybe, you know, and, you know, that's incorrect, but I've always had this theory that that's why all this crazy stuff that's happened to me in my life, that's why that's going on. And, you know, this guy comes to tell me all this, you know, and, well, you know, I asked God to show himself to me, you know, to show me that he loved me after this, you know. I thanked him for telling me all this, you know, and all that, you know, but I asked him why. Why does he love you, you know? Like, if that's so, why? Actually, he was like, that's for you to find out, you know, and he leaves, whatever. And every day after this, I prayed for about 6, 7, 8 days. And, well, around this time, mind you, I had always asked for a family, you know. I had always asked for a family, and well, around this time, I'm not really asking him for that again. I'm asking him just to show me he loves me, you know, and show me why he loves me. And well, one of these days, this is when it was confirmed that my baby mama, that she is pregnant. You know what I mean? This was when they confirmed that she really is pregnant, and well, man, that was like a crazy blessing. Like, that was like him showing me that he loved me, you know? Like, I've always asked for a family before, and I never got that. This is why I stopped trying to pray when I was younger, you know? And so all that happened, right? And that was a blessing in itself. And, well, I started doing bad, bro. I started doing bad a little while after this, you know? And, well, I eventually got locked up in Maricopa County, as you know. When I was there, there was this white guy, you know. He told me as well, bro. He told me as well that God loves me, you know, that I'm loved by God, and that he was telling me. I don't really remember everything. I was going through, you know, so I don't really remember everything he told me. But he was telling me something about family, you know. Something about family, and that my family's gonna come together or something like that, right? And I'm like, wow, how could this guy even know that that's a tough word for me to hear, you know? And he told me as well that God loves me, and I'm like, wow, you know that. And I shit you not, bro. Right after this, the day's coming out worse and stuff like that. Like, and I was trying to pray during these times, and it's like it was worse, you know. It was like tests, you know. And mind you, I'm going through this whole I'm trying to go through a spiritual walk. I'm trying to find Jesus. I'm trying to, like, I don't know how to, though, you know. I haven't been surrounded by much people that know too much about it. And then, well, months passed, I ended up getting sentenced in Maricopa County. They gave me probation for what I had did to violate my probation, you know, which was, my PO here says that they were wrong for that they made a mistake, and I got lucky. That must be God, you know what I'm saying? That must be God. And, well, they brought me here into this pod, bro, where I've never been in a pod or ever even around this many Christians, bro. Like, there's so many Christians around here, bro, and mine's one of these people. This is somebody I know from the streets, and this is somebody I used to really get down with, you know? Like, we would be on crazy stuff, you know? And him, along with you, and another homie that we have down the way, you guys have really helped me come to with this relationship that I have with God now. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't go through all this stuff that I went through, like, I feel like it all really happened for a reason. People say that everything happens for a reason, and it's really helped me. It's really helped me build a relationship with God, with Jesus, with the Lord. You know, like it really has. And I thank you guys for that. You know, but that's really, God was sending me all these messages this whole time, and I was blind to see it, bro. I was blind to see it. I was blinded by everything that was going on to see it, and now I see it. Now I see clearly.
The whole thing, like I told you, man, like, you know, this is for every listener out there, if you're out there, man, like, you know, I hope that even the mistakes I made, you know, I hope that people can learn from them, you know, and it's not always about trying to glorify the life, it ain't always about showing about how gangster we can be and all that, and I've been down that path, you know. Sometimes it's about trying to help others and give you guys a chance, you know, keeping you guys informed about what to do and what not to do, you know, and I'm a prime example of the behavior the last year or so of what not to do, you know, and, you know, I'm accountable to that. I don't shy away from that. I don't ignore that, because I know that what it's going to take for me to be where I want to be. Cornerstone, honestly, the cornerstone before with that is that you're so real honest that you got me. You know, we all need to be defensive to all you do, but you do a pretty good job, man, to take heed of what others say, because, you know, the whole purpose, and I'm going to tell you right now, man, is to be given a fair chance to succeed. There's so many people who, you know, they don't look at the opportunity, so they never even get to test that chance. You got to go out there and seize the chance. Even when it seems a little bit hard, and even when you get all the pressure, and, you know, it's like being claustrophobic, and, you know, everything seems like it's coming at you at once, and you feel overwhelmed. Those are times when there's something wrong with taking a break. You know, get some rest. You know, reach out to somebody. Don't think that you have to do everything perfect on a day-to-day basis. Knock out one goal at a time. You know, get a sponsor. You can get a job. Jobs, you know, even the job sucks. I remember when I came out of the company, I was working part-time at Home Depot for a wage day. And then not only was I working part-time, they were taking half my check at the time, man. Half my check for child support. And I was so tempted to go back out there to the street to do what I do. Because you know, I've always been one that can get money. You understand? I can get money on the street. But I didn't. I ended up working 12 hours a day, raising a son that when he was 2 years old and doing all that on my own and stuff like that, right? You have to have the same thing, take it one step at a time. Get that job experience. Even if it's working at like a fast food place for a little bit, you know what I mean? And then don't stay complacent. Don't stay idle. Continue to set up more reachable goals. That's the thing is, the goals that you have some long-term goals, but have reachable short-term goals. And knock them out one at a time. Like go get your license, get legit, get car insurance.
Never had that.
You know, hey, don't worry yourself with too much stuff, because when people get overwhelmed, you get stressed out, they're worried about failing. And even if we fail from time to time with the things that we're pursuing, don't let it be the reason to go astray from what your plans are. That's why you have plan A, plan B, and plan C. And like I said, go through the steps, have goals, stay ambitious. Don't allow yourself to get bored. Don't become complacent, which is key. Because I think getting complacent, I'm utilizing the mistakes that I made from what I went through, in the last year and a half, right, to work on those things so they don't happen again. You know, there's nothing wrong with relapse behaviors. You're going to have relapse behaviors involved. It's for anybody out there. But relapse behaviors, don't let that be an excuse to go back out there to the actions of the way that we used to live, because a lot of times we do that because we're comfortable, right? When you start to feel we're comfortable out in the streets, that's maybe a good thing because you're doing something new. I know that you want nothing more than to be a father to your daughter out there. So you give them this chance. And so before we end this interview, is there anything else you want to say to the people out there?
Yeah, actually, there is. You know, one thing I can tell anybody trying to get their stuff together, trying to get their life together, any of that, you know, it's come to with your higher power. You know, it really helps, you know, because even if you are alone and you have grown up alone forever, man, you're really not. You know, if you have that connection, relationship with your higher power, you're not alone. You know, he's there. He's there to guide you, whether it is God or Jesus or whoever you pray to, you know, Buddha, whatever, you know. I respect any of it, because at the end of the day, we all need that. We all need somebody. We all need a higher power, you know? And like it, come to a good relationship with them, man. Ask for guidance, you know, because a lot of us need that, whether they think they got it or not. Like, a lot of us need guidance, and just don't fall off track. You know, I know it's easy to say that, but man, this is a real thing. You know, once you start getting off that road that road to success, once you start going a little down the side streets and take a little shortcut, you know what I mean? You're gonna end up going too far into the side streets. You're gonna end up on a whole different main road, you know, and that's not the road you want to be on, you know. And just plans and goals are key. Plans and goals are key, because that's where I made my mistake last time. Is I didn't have no goals. I didn't have a plan. Yeah, I did good for a little while, for about a year, and shit hit the fan, you know. Like, I didn't have a goal. I was too overwhelmed by all the stuff I wanted to do, but it wasn't goals or plans. And this time is different.
I want to elaborate one more key thing in what you said. You hit the hammer on the nail, man, 100%. The need for a higher power is more important than the proof of its existence. I repeat, the need of a higher power is more important than the proof of its existence. Having that blind faith in something that's positive, that's inspiring and motivates you. So that's something that always remember. The need is more important than the proof of its existence. Anyway, with that said, man, I hope people got something out of this, man. I hope you understand the goals and steps that are needed, which is just one step at a time, man. Treatment, if needed, therapy, and just start off goals. Roll goals, man. How there's always going to be issues sometimes for some of us, man, but there is resources. Take advantage of those resources that are there, man. And don't, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with compromising outside of our comfort zone if it's short term and we have long term goals. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? You may be sharing a room with 2 or 3 people at an SLE or something like that, man. But these are opportunities for you to continue to advance day in and day out every day. As long as you're making progress, that's all you need to know. And just keep it moving. With that said, your boy Flacco, Magic.
Yes, sir. God bless you guys all. Thank you.
We out.